Hey guys, so this is the HGLRC Sector 30. It's another Cinewhoop, and honestly at this point I'm genuinely surprised that anybody's still sending me Cinewhoops, because every time I get one to review I completely despise it and just tell everybody how I do not like this class of quad and that they all fly pretty badly. But honestly, this one's a little bit different. The guys over at HGLRC said, yeah, still try it. It's you're going to see it's not too bad. And honestly, this one really isn't that bad, but let's dive into the detail quickly. That I really didn't like, because usually the flight performance is really bad. They fly awkwardly, the flight time is really short, and I just didn't like them. And didn't see really what the purpose of those is, because yeah, if you're professionally doing some cinematic footage and you need to do some close-up shots and so on, yeah, you need those ducts, and the way they fly, it's very useful. But if you're just flying for fun, why would you take something that is underpowered, doesn't fly for a long time, and handles weirdly? I just never understood that. But this one here solves at least, I would say, two of those problems. So possibly it is because, and let's look at the spec closer for a second, is because it is close to the specification that Kebab FPV worked out for Cinewhoops. It's 3-inch props. We have 2004 motors. This is the 1900 kV 6S version, which is also maybe why this works nicely, because I noticed usually on those Cinewhoops I had a horrible battery sag. They were so inefficient that even while hovering, the motors were just pulling a lot of current and the batteries were sagging like crazy. On this one, it just doesn't do that. And I think this is because these are quite low kV motors on a 6 aspect, so they are more or less efficient, and there's less battery sag, so these really seem to work. The rest is quite standard. We have an F7 here with a 20x20 ESC, 350 milliwatt VTX, a Cadex Rotel 2, so this is all quite solid. And notice really these ducts, and I think this is also something that contributes, these don't really seem to have an aerodynamic purpose. I guess these are really just bumpers. And with this configuration, I found this to work quite well. So it handles quite nicely, almost like a normal quad. It's not incredibly loud, although I flew it with a super heavy Hero 9. And overall, it was really something that I almost enjoyed flying. But I would say for this class of quad, it performs really quite nicely. It's by far the best performing I ever tried, I have to say. And you may believe me or not, because obviously I'm working with HGLRC on the whole Recon project, so maybe you don't believe me, but quite honestly, this one is the best performing I used so far. And I tried it really with this heavy GoPro 9, so it sort of seems to work. Now, one problem that didn't solve is that this thing still has pretty short flight time. So I use a small battery, a 556S, and had the Hero 9 on it, which is quite heavy, but still I got only like 2.5 minutes of hovering around. That isn't great, but I guess with a slightly bigger battery and maybe a naked camera instead of a super heavy Hero 9, you get over 3-4 minutes, so this is absolutely fine. So I would say, if you really want a Cinewhoop, if you really need this capability of these quads to have these proximity shots and the security of these ducts, or you need to do indoor shots and so on, this is one I can absolutely recommend, because it flies better than basically all the other ones I tried so far. Alright guys, hope you found this useful. I'll leave you with some flight footage I made, so you can check out how this looks and how it flies with the Hero 9 on top. And as usual, thanks for watching.